My mother loves loons, which was mentioned to my brother's wife last summer. She suggested that my brother and I think of a project for my mom for Christmas, which included a loon. So I made up this Intarsia Loon, and my brother put together the frame. If you'd like to see how, keep watching. The massacre ebony for this project was about 3/8 of an inch thick, so the holly was resawn to the same thickness. Loons are pretty much black and white birds, so wood was chosen as the closest to those two colors. I started with the wingtips since they're all black, and it seemed like the easiest since there is only one copy of the templates needed. An X-Acto knife was used to cut the templates, then spray adhesive was added and they were applied to the massacre ebony, and then some packing tape to lubricate the blade, or so I've been told. And let's get scrolling. I started by cutting the largest parts of the wingtips. In the future, I think I'll keep the parts together and only cut them free as I finish each piece. Larger pieces are easier to manage on the saw. Now we get to the interesting part. I need to cut out 2 copies of the templates, 1 copy for the massacre ebony and 1 for the holly. Each segment is marked for the type of wood. I started with filling in the whole piece and then just switching to X's. And back to scrolling. Since I'm by no means an expert, just bear with me while I speed this up and skip large segments of the project. Here you can see what I meant by keeping the piece together, so I have a larger piece to hold on to while cutting. Overall, for my part of the project, I probably have over 25 hours into it. You're welcome, Mom. And that isn't the only sacrifice I made. I still have divots in my fingernails which have not grown out yet. Each piece is sanded by cleaning up the top and the sides, and then the sides are slightly rounded. I used one of the big rubber sandpaper erasers to keep the sanding wheel clean on the Dremel. A couple drops of CA glue was dabbed onto the pieces, and then I roughly shaped things to make sure they would join up cleanly. I didn't use the accelerator since I wanted to be able to shift things if they didn't come together correctly. That also meant working from one side of the bird to the other. I let each subassembly set before moving on to the next segment. For the neck, I was half tempted to gather up some sawdust and just glue that in there. Loon eyes are orange-red, so I grabbed a little piece of Padook. Some 1/8 1/2-inch plywood was used as a backer for the project, with a couple coats of primer applied. And here I'm channeling my inner Van Gogh, minus the lack of ear. Some simple craft store paints were used for the water background. I use a Pearl X paint for the splashing from the loon. Once this dried, I added the loon, and then I added some rocks, which were from the family vacation with my folks and brother's family last summer. It was then packaged up and sent to my brother for the frame. He is a little bit too busy building a house to worry about making videos, though. My mother seemed to enjoy the project. Who knows, maybe we'll see it on the fridge someday. I hope you enjoyed the build and find it inspiring. Scrolling and painting are well outside my wheelhouse, but don't let not knowing how to do something ever stop you. If you enjoyed the build, give it a thumbs up and share it. If you'd like to see more content like this, subscribe, and as always, God bless.